October 11th, 2025 was a terrible day for me. One of the worst days I've had in months. And this got me thinking, what makes a terrible day? The one useful thing I did that day was write down what made my day so terrible. And I've compiled all those aspects into this video. So here is my 4-step process for having a terrible day. Number 1. Eat processed meals. On this day, which happened to be a weekend, I was like out of my normal routine. So rather than eat what I normally would, I had a bunch of unhealthy junk food. So when I sat down to actually do the things that I wanted to do that day, I was either tired from eating too much, or I was in like a blood sugar crash from not having enough energy. The key here is to avoid natural foods like vegetables and fruits because those will actually speed up your digestion. And if they're speeding up your digestion, that means you're not tired for as long, which is what we don't want. Try to eat as many calories and sugary foods as possible and try to eat them as fast as possible. If you do this, your body will totally crash and you won't be able to focus on anything. Number 2, little movement. It's a simple fact that without moving, your body will get tired. And this is exactly what happened to me on my bad day. I didn't move around like at all and I just felt tired. And I made a whole video about how it sucks to do stuff when you're tired. You can actually combo this step with number 1 to make yourself even more tired. All the energy in your body will just be directed towards digesting the food that you ate, so you won't be able to focus on doing anything. I always try to get at least like 5 minutes of walking after every big meal I have, and there's like, a million different benefits to walking. But if we were trying to have a terrible day, then we'd want to avoid steps as much as possible. We want to minimize our step goal. Try to move as little as possible, especially after you eat. If you can, try to eat a really big meal at your desk, like right here at your desk, and then just try to work. You totally won't be able to. Number 3. No breaks. On my bad day, I sat working on this one project for over half an hour straight, which I would normally never do. Because when you work on something for an extended period of time like that, you kind of lose focus on what you're actually working on. You get so obsessed with just finishing it, you don't really stop to think, like, how can I best actually do this? It's always good to take breaks, like every half an hour, just so you can reassess. If you don't take any breaks, you'll probably just end up getting tunnel vision or getting burned out. And since we want to have a terrible day, that's exactly what we should do. Set stretches of work that are like at least 2 hours long, and just try to stay busy the whole time. And you definitely won't be able to, because that's just not how humans work, but you'll get frustrated in the process, which will only make your day worse. So far, this day is looking pretty bad if you ask me, but there's one thing that will turn this bad day into a terrible day. Number 4. No mental rest. So this might sound similar to the one from before, but just hear me out. On my bad day, I was thinking about the tasks ahead the entire day. During every meal and every downtime, I was always just thinking ahead about what I had to do later. By thinking ahead about the work before I actually did it, my mind was like exhausted when I actually finally sat down to do it. So my little tip here with this one is to be ambiguous with your work times. Because if you say something like, oh, I'll just do this in the morning for 2 hours, that's like too specific. Because then you know when you're going to work on it and you have like a stopping point. But if you just say, I'll do this today, well then, you can work all day on it. And that's exactly what we're looking for. We want to work on it for as long as possible. Because there's a rule, I forget what the name is, but it basically says that the amount of time that you assign work to take, it'll take that long. So if we just say that we'll take the entire day to do this task, then we will. And it'll make us miserable because we're trying to work on it the whole time. And if you follow the step of being ambiguous, then you'll start to feel guilty doing things even like meal times and whatnot, which will definitely make your day terrible. Okay. Let's stop and recap what we've learned. If you want to have a miserable day, then you should 1. Pack your meals with as much sugary and processed food as possible. 2. Move as little as possible, especially after eating. 3. Give yourself absolutely no breaks while you're working. 4. Constantly think about your work 24/7 and be ambiguous with when you want to do it. If you combine the 4 practices outlined in this video, then I can guarantee that you too can have a terrible day. Who knows, maybe your day will be so bad that you can write it down in history like I did. That would be a good goal to shoot for. Alright, that's all I've got for now. Thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something. Keep making progress. Bye!